Good morning and welcome to this morning's yoga flow. This is going to be a nice simple one, an opportunity to wake the body up and get you ready for the day. We're going to be working with sun salutations this morning, going from half sun salutations to full sun salutations, and then making it into a slightly longer flow, giving the body a nice stretch out here. So we're going to start by just arriving to this morning's practice, grounding down through the feet, having the hands out beside you, shoulders down the back, and standing nice and tall here, perhaps closing the eyes. And just take a moment to connect to your breath, noting the rhythm that it's following this morning, how it feels as it enters and leaves the body. And perhaps you begin to deepen the breath, drawing it all the way down into the belly. Take one more full round of breath here. And then with an exhale, drop your chin to your chest and find some circles of the head. When your chin next comes to your chest, send your circles round the opposite way. One final circle here. And we bring the head back to center. With our inhale, we lift the arms overhead, allow the palms to find each other, and then exhale down to heart center. Take 2 more rounds of breath just like this. We'll take another 3 here, this time with the option to come up high on the toes. So we inhale, lift the hands, lift the heels, exhale, drop the heels, drop the hands. 2 more. This time landing it down, pausing with the hands at heart center. We then prepare to move into our half sun salutations. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, come down into a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. We'll take 2 more here. So the hands come down to heart center, and then we inhale, lift the hands. Exhale for your fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale to heart center. Final one. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale to heart center. Pausing, taking a breath here. We're then going to move into our full rounds of sun salutation. For our first one, we'll go a little bit slower, and then we'll take 3 flowing with the breath. So coming to stand at the top of your mat if you're not there already. Allow the hands to drop down beside you, palms face forward, grounding down through the feet and growing tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale for our halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, take a nice slow step back into your plank. With our plank, there is always the option to drop the knees. Exhale, tuck the elbows, lowering down through chaturanga. And inhale for a cobra. Exhale, take it back to downward dog. This is our first downward dog of the morning, so we're going to spend a moment here, perhaps pedaling out through the feet. Taking a few deeper breaths. And then we pause in our downward dog. And we slowly walk the feet to the hands, a little bit exaggerated here perhaps, a little bit slower than you normally would. We come into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale to heart center. Allow your body a moment here to pause, noting the sensations that may be occurring, and notice the rhythm of the breath after some movement. We're then going to take 3 rounds of our sun salutation, flowing from one into the next. So when you're ready, standing tall, grounding down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or jump back to your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale for your back bend, perhaps coming into an upward dog. Exhale, push up and back, downward dog. Exhale, bring the feet to the hands, perhaps with a jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way up before exhaling down to heart center. Release the hands beside you, coming into Tadasana once again. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or jump back to your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Exhale, bring the feet to the hands, come to your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, heart center. Release the hands, come to your Tadasana. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or jump back to your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Exhale, come into your fold, feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. And exhale to heart center. Pausing here for a moment, perhaps beginning to slow the breath. A little bit of warmth might have come into the body now. Getting to feel a little bit more awake. And we'll take one more breath. We'll then go into another round of sun salutation, but this time adding in some extra movements. So we release the hands down beside us. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or jump back to your plank. We then step our right leg to the outside of our right hand, coming into a lizard pose. Now you can stay high on these back toes with that knee lifted, or you can drop the knee down and untuck the toes if you wish. So you choose your variation. We sink the hips down. We might come high on the fingertips, looking forwards. Nice full breath. And then we plant down with our left hand. Inhale, lift that right arm up towards the sky, coming into a twist. Exhale, drop the back knee down if it was lifted. And then we lift the back foot and we drop the hand towards the foot. Now you may be able to take hold of the foot, drawing it in towards the bum, or maybe you just reach the hand in that general direction. Now keep sinking the hips down, opening the chest. With your next exhale, carefully release that foot, sweep the arm all the way back through, landing down. Tuck the back toes, pick up the back knee and step through to your plank. Take a breath in your plank pose. And then we lift the left foot. Exhale, land that beside the left hand. Choosing your variation for lizard, sink the hips down, high on the fingertips, looking forwards. We land the right hand down and then we inhale, lift the left arm up, coming into our twist. Exhale, lower the back knee, pick up the back toes and perhaps take hold of that foot, drawing it in towards the body. Exhale, carefully release, sweep that arm all the way through, and we step back to our plank pose, picking up that back knee before we do. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, finding your back bend. Exhale, picking up the hips, coming into our downward dog. Taking a breath in your downward dog. And then we inhale to lift the right leg. Exhale, step through between the hands. And we're going to land this back foot down, taking it at a rough 45-degree angle as we prepare for warrior one. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Sink the hips down, lift the hands high. Breathing here. And then as we exhale, we open out to our warrior two. So we adjust the positioning of our feet so our front foot is central to our back foot. Our hips now face the long edge of the mat and we take our arms out to shoulder height. Flip the front palm, inhale, send the weight forwards, and then exhale, come back into a reverse warrior. Inhale, come through center, that warrior two position. Exhale to the top of the room in that side angle stretch. Inhale, lift back to warrior two. We then spin through to a high lunge, lift the arms overhead, sink the hips down. Exhale, land the hands, step back to plank, and we move through a vinyasa here. So that's exhale to lower, inhale for upward dog, Exhale, downward dog. We take that through on the opposite leg now. So we inhale, lift our left leg. Exhale, step it through. We come to that warrior one first. So we ground down through that back foot. Lift the arms high overhead. With your next exhale, we open out wide into that warrior two position. So we adjust our feet. We drop our arms. We look over those front fingertips. Flip the front palm. Inhale, send the weight forward. And then exhale, come back into that reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. And then we take it through to our high lunge. Exhale, land the hands. We move through that vinyasa. So we step back into our plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pausing in our downward dog. And then we exhale, we're going to drop the knees, untuck the toes, and come back into a seated position. Now you may be comfortable here, sitting on the hips onto the heels, or perhaps you need to come into cross-legged. Whatever works best for you is absolutely fine. We come to sit nice and tall. We take a moment to land in this position. And then we inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, we go to the left. So the right arm goes forward, the left arm goes back. We come into a twist. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale, take it to the right, coming into that twist once again. Inhale through center. Exhale, bring the hands down. Pausing with just a moment of reflection on our practice. Letting the body be still, inviting the breath to slow and soften. Drawing your next inhale all the way down to the belly. Finding a long, slow release with that exhale. Release the hands, lift the head, just coming back to your surroundings. Thank you so much for joining me for this morning's class. I hope to see you in the next class soon and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.